Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the graduation session this afternoon. Just a note in terms of what happens with graduation photography or the photographs. Every graduate, once the time arrives, will move to their right-hand side and bring a yellow card with. This will be collected on the way to the stage. Also bring your name ticket with you. And thirdly, you will bring a hood as Elijah is demonstrating on my left-hand side, strung over your left forearm, please. You will be ushered forwards, and then as you arrive here at the podium, you give the sticker to the person who's going to introduce you. And then, very important, we've got a carpet in front of the podium. Please stand on that carpet. That's the exact point. We've got focus cropped set. So if you stand off that carpet, you might be cut out of your own photograph or go out of focus. Don't disappear here. So stand there for a moment for that photograph to be done on that side. After which you proceed. I want to get this right. Higher certificates, diplomas, advanced diplomas. At that specific point with the main functionary, you get an academic nod from the main functionary. If you have a hood on your arm, PCG, PGCE, bachelor's, and anything else afterwards, masters and PhDs. There's no PhDs here. Apologies. Your qualification can be conferred there. Bend down, look him in the eye when that confirmation is taking place. And then the second photograph will be taken from the back of the stage there. If, however, you do have long hair on your left-hand sides, please just open up your left-hand side of your face to have an open face for the photograph. Last spot for photographs, high certificates, diplomas, advanced diplomas. Again, you'll be congratulated there at the box. Stand and wait there, look to your left, and then the photograph will be taken again from that side. PGCE, bachelor's, master's, that's present here tonight. We'll hand your hood over to the registrar. Stand on that carpet. You'll see that it's off center specifically to get the registrar out from you. And then once that hood moves over your face, the moment it passes your chin, at that exact time, again, with that third photograph will be taken. Leave the stage. You collect the scroll from the table on your far left-hand sides, and then follow the arrow out of the hall. A head and shoulders portrait will be taken in the foyer. Then you collect your qualification in paper form, and then please move back to your respective seats. This set of photographs is taken of each and every graduate crossing the stage. However, if you want it printed or sent to you by digital format, then you need to make an order. You can do so after the function is officially stopped. And also, please feel free to order family photographs and take them upstairs to do photographs of people present here tonight. Thank you. Please don't tell me I need to repeat. Am I audible now? Okay, let's try and do it again. Graduates bring a yellow card, name card, and the hoods for that's applicable, whom it's applicable. Please then be ushered forwards. The yellow cards will be taken in on the way to the stage. Can you still hear me at the back? Anyone just put up their hands? Can you hear me? Okay, that's fine. You'll give the person on the podium your name ticket to be able to introduce you. Please stand on the carpet. If you're standing off the carpet, you'll go out of focus and out of crop. Please proceed forwards. The qualifications that I've just mentioned, you'll be receiving an academic nod from the person sitting there. The people with the hoods on the sides, you'll be kneeling down, hair to your left-hand side, look him in the eye. Then we'll do the second photograph. And then again, the same system, you'll be congratulated their certificates or high certificate, diploma, and advanced diploma. The people with the hoods, you'll hand the hood over to the registrar. Stand on that carpet. You'll see that it's off center. That's for a reason. Once the hood moves over your chin, at that exact time where that third photograph is taken, leave the stage, get a scroll, follow the arrows. A head and shoulders portrait is going to be taken outside in the foyer. After that, you're going to get your qualification in paper. Please return then. If you want to have this set of photographs, you need to make an order. And you also can do the order for family photographs, which is present here today with you. Family photographs is taken upstairs in, I think, room 13 and room 12. Thanks.
Good evening. We'd like to welcome you to our autumn 2023 graduation ceremony. We please ask that all phones are switched to silent. Please remain seated throughout the duration of the ceremony and do not leave the hall unless it is an emergency. Please can we rise for the entry of the academic procession? Thank you.
By virtue of the powers vested in me as the Chief Executive Officer, I constitute this gathering a congregation of Centurion. Please be seated. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Let's try again. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to this 8th of May graduation ceremony, our lovely Centurion campus on this and rainy afternoon. Today's ceremony, ladies and gentlemen, is part of the Stadio Autumn Graduation Series, which started 4 weeks ago in Windhoek in Namibia. Over this period, during the series, we will conduct 19 graduation ceremonies for our Stadio graduates during this autumn graduation series. The first graduation ceremony in South Africa was held on the 7th of April 1910 at UCT in Cape Town. A total number of 6 students graduated on that historic day. Today, 113 years later, graduation ceremonies are still an important part of the academic calendar at universities as well as at higher educations throughout South Africa and the wider world. Graduation ceremonies were constituted to be celebrations of academic achievements. And today is just that, a celebration of the academic achievement of our graduates. But this week is also very special for us as an institution. At our first graduation ceremony this morning, we conferred our first doctorate degrees. So for us as an institution, it is also a celebration. But before we continue with the celebrations this afternoon, please allow me the opportunity to welcome a few people in person. Firstly, our keynote speaker for this afternoon, Advocate Etienne Robenheimer. Advocate Robenheimer is from the Gauteng Society of Advocates. Advocate Robenheimer, it is a real honor for us having you here this afternoon. And we are really looking forward to your keynote address. Welcome to you, sir. A warm welcome to our Executive Head for Distance Learning, Ms. Shariska Knutse, heads of schools, academic managers, the head of campus, as well as our host this afternoon, Dr. Simon Kekana, our Deputy Registrar, as well as all academics and other support staff. Welcome to you. A special word of welcome to the family and friends of our graduates. You being here this afternoon makes this event extra special for our graduates. That brings me to our VIPs this afternoon, our graduates sitting here in the front. I know that there is a congratulatory address later on the program, but I think it's appropriate for me to congratulate you at this stage on this remarkable achievement. From my side, graduates, well done to each one of you. Congratulations. We are extremely proud of you. Today, when you walk over the stage, and I can see a lot of you are very eager to do so, and that you want me to finish with this long speech, but I also see a few nervous faces. Please don't be nervous. Enjoy this. You will do well. This is your day. But when you walk over the stage this afternoon, you will become part of a very special group. And that group is the Stadio alumni. The alumni that we are very proud of as an institution, and our alumni that is well sought after in industry as well as in the broader communities where our graduates are finding themselves. Our alumni includes award-winning teachers, principals of schools, senior lecturers, private universities, entrepreneurs, very successful ones, senior managers, directors in listed companies, as well as senior managers in public institutions, designers, lawyers, policemen, as well as members of parliament and many more. My plea to all our alumni is to go out and apply the knowledge and skills that you've attained during your studies. Go and apply it in your workplace and in your broader communities. Being a graduate comes with responsibility. Your responsibility is to use your education to make a positive impact in your communities. South Africa really needs you graduates, each one of you. Go out and go and make a difference. Ladies and gentlemen, if we look at statistics, we see that only 6% of South Africans hold a degree. If we compare that with internationally developed countries, it shows that up to 35% of the adult population in these richer countries hold degrees. Other middle-income countries, such as Brazil, have more than 50% of their adult population having degrees. So if we really want to change things in this beautiful country of ours, if we really want to alleviate poverty, and if we want to grow the economy, there's no other way than to give more people access to higher education. And that is exactly what Stadio stands for. Our strategy is built on 3 pillars. The first one being widening access, giving more people the opportunity to access higher education. The second pillar is that of alignment with the world of work, ensuring that our qualifications are relevant and that our graduates are sought after in the workplace. And then the third pillar is that of being student-centered. That means supporting our students to be successful with their studies. Graduates, you will know that does not mean you don't have to do your part. We will support you, but you still have to put in the hours. And that's why you are here. Stadio is a new vision in higher education. Now, a new vision means we do things differently. Now, I don't want to bore you this afternoon with a long list of things that we do differently. But I want to conclude this welcome address by just highlighting one of the things that we are very proud of as an institution. Stadio, for those of you who do not know this, is a listed company, listed on the Johannesburg Stock Exchange. And we're the only institution in South Africa, and I still stand to be corrected, the only institution in the world that offers our postgraduate students shares in the institution. So how does it work? Those students, honors, masters, and doctorate students, can we just see by the show of hands, are there any honors, masters, and doctorate students here this afternoon? There at the back. Yes, there they are. These students today, ladies and gentlemen, will not just receive their degree certificates when they walk over the stage. They will also receive their share certificates and become shareholders in Stadio Holdings. So let's give them a nice round of applause. We do this because we really want to partner with our students. And we want to take that first step with them in creating their own personal wealth. And hopefully over time, as opportunities come, this will continue to grow into generational wealth for their families. I hope that all the other undergraduate students here today will also become shareholders in future. Together, we will build this institution in becoming the leading higher education institution, not just in South Africa, but on this lovely continent we call home. With this, ladies and gentlemen, I trust that you all feel welcome. I want you all now to sit back, relax, and enjoy this celebration with us. Welcome to you.
Thank you, Mr. Foster. I know you made us feel welcome, and I know I speak on behalf of everyone here that we are really going to enjoy this afternoon, which is the culmination of all your studies. It is now my privilege and honor, like Mr. Foster said, to welcome our keynote speaker, Advocate Etienne Robenheimer. Now, Advocate Robenheimer is currently the practicing advocate of the Higher Court in South Africa and has been since 2006. Where he's focusing on commercial, corporate, contractual, and human rights matters, amongst others. He also has extensive experience in alternative dispute resolution modes, especially in mediation and arbitration. He has international exposure, and it involves the development of contractual frameworks for telecoms and commodity operations. He's also involved in the restructuring of the board functioning, corporate governance, director induction, and the creation of governance frameworks for various companies. Advocate Robenheimer has a comprehensive training experience on top of everything else, involving development and implementation of internationally benchmarked curricula, lecturing at tertiary level, corporate training as a facilitator, and he's also an accredited assessor and moderator. He was previously practiced as an attorney and a notary and was a commissioned senior law officer in law enforcement. He's appointed to the disciplinary committee of the Independent Regulatory Board for Auditors and the Tax Board. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome Advocate Etienne Robenheimer.
CEO of Stadio Holdings, Mr. Chris Foster, Executive Head of Distance Learning, deans, heads of schools, and graduates. Ladies and gentlemen, it is truly a great honor. I feel humbled by the privilege to deliver this keynote address. I'm also proud to confer the prizes
behalf of my vast society, the Gauteng Society of Advocates. For me, at the onset, the privilege to congratulate the graduates receiving their degrees tonight. You have achieved a high honor, and you find yourself among the selected privileged of society. That in itself confers weighty responsibility on your shoulders. A responsibility that requires bravery, tenacity, and courage. Let me quote from a judgment, namely the Law Society of Transvaal versus Tier, 1989, for SA 3. Profession itself is not a mere calling occupation by which a person earns his living. An attorney is a member of a learned, respected, and honorable profession, and by entering it, he pledges himself with total and unquestionable integrity to society at large, to the courts, and to the profession. Only the very highest standard of conduct and repute and good faith are consistent with membership of the profession, which can indeed only function effectively if it inspires the unconditional confidence and trust of the public. The image and standing of the profession are judged by the conduct and reputation of its members. And to maintain this confidence and trust, all members of the profession must exhibit the requisite qualities. Let me pause for a moment and reflect on the state of the law from a high level perspective. I do this with the intention to emphasize the responsibilities of our law graduates in society. The law has come under enormous sustained pressure in the last couple of years. I do not intend to deal with the possible influence of artificial intelligence. That's the topic for another day. My focus will be on some recent developments, which I will dovetail with historical events. I'm referring to an attempt at judicial reform in Israel, where the government is proposing sweeping changes in the selection and appointment of judges, the power of the legislature to disregard the judgment of the courts, and the very dramatic and potentially detrimental limitation of judicial review by removing the unreasonability requirement. What was interesting was the response by civil society to the proposed amendments. From various corners, civil society raised their concerns. Reserve military pilots refused to undergo mandatory training. Civil society took to the streets and protested in mass. Groups of academics vehemently opposed the proposed amendments, and political parties voiced their concerns. The international community likewise joined civil society in raising their objections. The result was that the executive had to put their amendments on. On a smaller scale, something similar happened in South Africa. The Minister of Finance exempted Eskom from reporting wasteful expenditure. It was met with a wave of objection from society to such an extent that the minister retracted the exemption. The overarching perception that one is left with these examples are that the law matters. I want you to think carefully about that. The law matters. The profession that you will be entering soon matters. It is of paramount importance that you, as the future practitioners of this 14th century old profession, should be acutely prepared of the importance of your chosen profession. Jack Cade was a leader of rebels, played by Shakespeare, Henry VI. He was intent on disturbing the order, causing anarchy, and eventually becoming king. Whilst he was plotting his ascendancy and the throne, one of his followers, Dick the Butcher, was concerned about the role of the lawyers in the preservation of order in society. So he voiced his well-known conclusion. The first thing we must do is kill all the lawyers. The role played by lawyers and judges in society, in the maintenance of justice, fairness, and peace, can never be underestimated. They play many roles and fulfill many functions in society, the most important of which is the preservation, protection, and perpetuation of the rights of its subjects. The world is replete with examples of the systematic structural infringement of these rights. Suffice me to only mention a couple of examples. Oliver Cromwell in 17th century England, in his efforts to curb individual freedom, enacted a law prohibiting more than 3 barristers from congregating outside the buildings. He knew full well the commitment of the bar to freedom of expression as guaranteed in Magna Carta. When Hitler came to power, he declared that, and I quote, "I shall not rest until every German sees that it is a shameful thing to be in." Lawyers are the beneficiaries of a rich and unparalleled heritage. Our profession, as I've mentioned, has a 14th century history. We bear a huge responsibility to our profession and to society from which we come, and that has placed their trust in us for the protection of our rights. A couple of years ago, the South African nation was invited to nominate the 100 most influential people in our history. Lawyers represented the largest percentage of this list. I mentioned a few: John Smith, Nelson Mandela, F.W. de Klerk, and Oliver Cromwell. When Judge Stanley Smallcombe, the head of the Enforcement Division of the Securities and Exchange Commission of the United States, and later District Court Judge, wrote a judgment in the Lincoln Savings and Loan case, he started his judgment with the following words: "Where the lawyers?" You to reflect on that. Where were the lawyers? He asked this question to highlight the ethical question about the public responsibility of lawyers. Dear graduates, that's lawyers, you have an ethical obligation towards your client. That is a sacred obligation. It's one of the pillars of legal representation. We as practitioners of this centuries-old profession also have a public responsibility. We cannot, may not countenance fraud, corruption, illegality that will lead to the erosion of people's rights. As protectors of the law, we may never side with the enablers of corruption, fraud, embezzlement, money laundering. For if we do, we lose our right to be called a profession, and we destroy the long and illustrious heritage of our profession. Dear graduates, not only does the law matter, you, as the soon-to-be practitioners, matter. I implore you never to become an enabler of oppression and deprivation. stand out and be counted. Make a difference. Be brave. Protecting the lives of your fellow humans. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, I think you will join me to say, Advocate Romerheimer, thank you very much for sharing your wisdom, your experience with us. I, for one, have learned a lot from what you said to us. Thank you very much once again. Let's give him another hand. Okay, Graduandi. Now is the time that you've been waiting for, isn't it? Studying long hours, weekends. It's now the time. I know the palms are sweaty and the knees are buckling and you've got butterflies on your stomach. But I want you to enjoy every moment as you walk across the stage here and you receive your just award. I therefore now request Dr. Simon Kekana to present the names who appear on the program.
Thank you very much, Mr. Program Director. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Masiari, Abushin, Huyenda. Yelle mente. Okay, thank you very much. Mr. Chief Executive Officer, I request you to confer the higher certificate in preschool education on the following students. The certificate is an NQF level 5 qualification with 126 credits and 8 modules. Daniel Bila. Amy Davis. Militia Els, she has passed the certificate cum laude with 6 distinctions. La Rochelle Foster also passes the certificate cum laude with 5 distinctions. Samantha Griffiths also passes the certificate cum laude with 6 distinctions. Donnelly Han also passes the certificate cum laude with 8 distinctions. Savannah Hartman passed the certificate with 4 distinctions. Alexei Holworthy. Christian Horn. Neo Liu. Aileen Lindemann. Nokuthula Mabena. Eugenia Maki. Mami Matabata. Mary Matou. Mamkele Zalose. Charmaine Kabela. Madumelane Morale. Malishwane Ufara passed the certificate cum laude with 7 distinctions. Wena ebe lo re ke distinction ne. Lwen. Ilimalo Ngoma. If it's not distinction, don't come here. Mita Nzoko. Amani Phillips passed with 4 distinctions. Kerry Lee Armstrong. Tyrese Rogers passes cum laude with 6 distinctions. Emma Steyman. Precious Tlalang. Dimpho Tong. Itumeleng Tsele. Yolandi Vermeulen. Amanda Lee West. The persons whose names were not read but appear in the program receive their qualification in absentia. I thank you. Mr. Chief Executive Officer, I request you to confer the diploma in management on the following students. The diploma is an NQF level 6 qualification with 360 credits and 14 modules. Distinction. Matlakala Malangka. Oh, I see. Next time. I'll read the distinction next time. Shlam Malefu. Mekholokwane, akere Mekholokwane. Freddy Maleho, yeah. Prudence Malchas. Sipokazi Mali. Excellent Malindi. Wow, wow, wow. Sylvia Maluleka. Charles Mamabono. Wiswa Maputsi. Tembelihle Maruping. Pensani Masaka. Ise Maseko. Kuthatso Masinya. That's right. That's right. Mafanabo Mashele. Muthalifeche Mashiane. Nensin Mashinini. Idiemetse Masilo. Manelisi Masuku. Matilda Masuku. Elizabeth Matemane. Thabiso Mathe. Pontsho Mafongosi. Itumetse Matlala. Matshidiso Matlaletsa. Pepeng Masimini. Chairperson, the persons whose names were not read but appear in the program receive their qualification in absentia. I thank you. Mr. Chief Executive Officer, I request you to confer the Advanced Diploma in Management on the following students. The Advanced Diploma is an NQF Level 7 qualification with 120 credits and 6 modules. Zanele Hade. Kangweni Mametsa. Thabo Mantu. Lorraine Apanga. Tlhogonolo Maredi. Go molemo Marumo. Yingwani Mathe. Alfred Matlala. Lindelani Mauteta. Daniel Maisela. Noluvuyo Bayoyo. Ethile Mazibu. Mialani Beth. Rosemary Boweni. Siseko Memani passed with 3 distinctions. Maria Felang. Smangele Nkabela. Lovelace Kwanazi. Lindiwe Mkize. Precious Nguni. Gracious Gracious Muthala. Mologadi wa Ntaram Mojapelo. Lotando Shabangu passed with 3 distinctions. The persons whose names were not read but appear in the program receive their qualification in absentia, I think. Mr. Chief Executive Officer, we have a Lad Lameki in Diploma in Management. Francina Masinga. Give her a big round of applause, please. Mr. Chief Executive Officer, I request you to confer the Bachelor of Policing Practices on the following students. The degree is an NQF level 7 qualification with 360 credits and 15 modules. I didn't say 8 modules, 15 modules. I was too energetic. I skipped one. Pardon me. Mr. Chief Executive Officer, I request you to confirm the postgraduate certificate in education, in senior phase and further education and training on the following students. The postgraduate certificate is an NQF level 7 qualification with 128 credits and 8 modules. Palesa Apple Green passed cum laude with 5 distinctions. Yeah. And the parents must find out where she is teaching and you must take your children there. Bilkis Badad passed with 3 distinctions. You can see here we are dealing with high level stuff. High level. Only distinctions. Christelle Ace passes cum laude with 7 distinctions. No joking around here. Serious business. Gaby, that no, passed with 4 distinctions. Venetia Krause passed cum laude with 7 distinctions. Raisibe Lethalerwa. Pucho Letswalo. Andile Bingo. Talia Naidu passes with cum laude with 7 distinctions. Noluthando Kosi. Slindelo Ntombela. Caroline Peterse. Bukhadi Ramukula passed cum laude with 7 distinctions. Rose Seminya. Thabo Shai. Naftali Tima. Larel Bachner. Sibusisiwe Mswani. Picture. The persons whose names were not read but appear in the program receive their qualification in absentia. I thank you. Mr. Chief Executive Officer, I request you to confirm the Bachelor of Commerce in Law. It's a big problem. On the following students, the degree is an NQF level 7 qualification with 410 credits and 20 modules. The first student, Sanveer Baliraj, passes the degree cum laude with 8 distinctions. Henry Brent. Absheli Chivize. Danica Cox. Please appreciate these people and applause. You'll be needing their services tomorrow. You are not going to get a discount if you don't applause them. Bernard Ibrahim. Afia Ismail. Hey, Afia. Umphimetse Magampa. Imakatso Makoko. Kaspa Makumane. Gertrude Marokwane. She tried to smuggle some. Utlotleng Mathibela. Utlotleng Mathibela. Martin Matlou. Sthembiso. Baba ngala pele. Sthembiso. Sthembiso Masibuko. Nospio Mulutsi. Kuitsi ona Udisane. Nelisiwe Mogane. Susan Muhube. That's right.
Okay.
Koliswa Mokate. Batsiba Bokgobong. Thabang Mokoena. Rebelin Mokoena. Are you in the same company? The persons whose names were not read but appear in the program receive their qualifications in absentia. I think. Mr. Chief Executive Officer, I request you to confirm the Bachelor of Policing Practices on the following students. The degree is an NQF level 7 qualification with 360 credits and 15 modules. Tabana Malema. Cynthia Maluka. Maria Maluka. Enoch Mananiso. Kaulelwi Maniela. Zoleka Mangali. Nokulunga Mangeni. Mashudu Manyelenyele. Alex Mapena. Nthabiseng Maremane. Valencia Mashaba. Clifford Mashika. Francina Mashile. Right. Brenda Mative. Sipati Matita. Mama Matlala. Matlaila. Mama Matlaila. Lesang Matlapeng. Malebu Matlou. Maria Matras. Rachel Matsipe. Pandemic. Beauty Machika. Cheka. Victoria Matieta. Elizabeth Matsura. This candidate passed with 8 distinctions. Rufue Matsuso. Philisiwe Mbatha. Philisiwe Mbatha. Dr. Mbuli. Hot sticks, Biela. Yeah, Nani. Princess Zozi. Thank you, thank you, thank you. The persons whose names were not read but appear in the program receive their qualification in absentia. I thank you. Mr. Chief Executive Officer, I request you to confirm the degree Bachelor of Laws LLB on the following students. The degree is an NQF level 8 qualification with 255 credits and 16 modules. These are lawyers. You must please show them the joy of having them because you are going to need them. Tembani Baloi passed with 8 distinctions. It means here, I think we have beauty and brains. The next, look at the camera. The next candidate, Amos Dada. Okay, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. He passes the degree cum laude with 9 distinctions. The next candidate wishes he had 20 distinctions, but we know wishes are not his name. Moses Makinita. Like him. Mamsi Mashilo. Okay, let's give you a chance. Okay, let's give you a chance. You know, I'm trying to pronounce these names nicely because I want them to recognize me when I go to their offices. Nyezile Mkachwa. Oh, yes, that's right. Sigqibo Mpela. Masitole Sikinya. Azuyangwi Nechomvani. William Ngidi. Zanele Sibeko. Crown Kemba. Mr. Chairperson, this candidate, Atwell Zungu, passes the degree cum laude with 14 distinctions. Mtutuzeli Chalimpi. Mr. Chief Executive Officer, the persons whose names were not read but appear in the program receive their qualification in absentia. I thank you. Mr. Chief Executive Officer, the candidate who is standing in front of us receives the diploma in management NQF level 6, Precious Basombuka. I thank the congregation for the opportunity. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Kikana. Excellent as always. A hearty welcome. Thank you from my side. Krajuhandi, hasn't that got a nice ring to it? You done. You finished. From an academic, well done. You've made it. And one message, don't stop. Tonight you can celebrate. Tomorrow you start again. Although it's Monday, go for it. You've got my permission to do it. Ladies and gentlemen, at Stadio, we also acknowledge our top achievers. You've heard tonight what's happening. We acknowledge that. And to that end, I now call upon Professor Philip Stoop, Head of School of Law, and Advocate Robenheimer for the Top Achiever Awards.
Ladies and gentlemen, students need to achieve an overall average of at least 75% on their first attempt in order to be considered for these awards. Chairperson, it is with great pleasure that I present to you the following top achievers. The top overall achievement in the Bachelor of Commerce in Law is Sanveer Sanjeev Baliraj with an average of 78%. The next award is the Gauteng Society of Advocates Award for the top overall achievement in the Bachelor of Commerce in Law. The award comprises of financial contribution towards the first year of the Bachelor of Law studies at Stadio. The recipient of this award is Sanveer Sanjeev Baliraj. The top overall achievement in the Bachelor of Laws is Artwell Chokoza Mlungisi Zungu with an average of 80%. The next award is the Gauteng Society of Advocates Award for the top overall achievement in the Bachelor of Laws. The award comprises of access to specified courses of the Gauteng Society of Advocates to the nominal value of 30,000 rand. The recipient of this award is Artwell Chokoza Mlungisi Zungu. Thank you, Chairperson.
Thank you, Professor Stoop and Advocate Robenheimer. I think these students need another round of applause. Well done. Ladies and gentlemen, it's now my privilege and honor to call upon Ms. Shariska Knutse for the congratulatory address. Shariska.
I think it's safe to say good evening, ladies and gentlemen, instead of good afternoon. What a joyous occasion and what a sight. I feel privileged to stand here and look out into a sea of happy faces and proud faces, rightly so. There's nothing more uplifting and energizing than a graduation ceremony. Let me start off by saying congratulations. On behalf of Stadio, your lecturers, and your administration staff, congratulations. Not only have you dreamed of success, but you have made it happen. For many of you, it has been several years of hard work to earn your place at this graduation ceremony. However long it has been, I'm sure you can all remember the day you enrolled at Stadio for the first time, either at a campus or wherever you lived at that stage. Think back for me. Can you remember the anxiety of not knowing what lies ahead? The excitement when you were admitted to the program of your choice, receiving your first study guides, and then seeing the assignment and the due dates. Then the day of your first exam, the nerves and the relief when you saw questions that you recognized. The long wait for exam results, followed mostly by joy, but sometimes by disappointment. It has certainly been a journey of ups and downs, of hard work, of sacrifice, and of commitment. Many of you are employed and had to balance the demands of full-time employment and family life with studies in between. I'm sure there were weekends where you had to tell friends or family that you had to stay home and study. Maybe there were days when you were ready to quit. Yet, all of you sitting here today found that extra strength and that much needed time to tackle your studies and to successfully achieve your qualification. Many students dropped out because they couldn't cope with the pressure, but you persevered. And for that, we all salute you. But you did not get to today's occasion on your own. You were supported and cheered on by parents, uncles, aunts, spouses, perhaps even children and bosses and lecturers that inspired you. Some of you, your loved ones, worked long hours to fund your studies. Others drove you to campus or printed out your assignments. And sometimes an even simple, "How are you doing?" from a friend or colleague inspired you to keep going. I want to encourage you to take a moment today to reflect on who those people are that contributed to your journey. If they are not here with you today, take the time to give them a call and to tell them how much their support meant to you. Gratitude improves our quality of life many times over. Speaking about gratitude, if you have received a degree here today, you need to appreciate the fact that you are one of only 6% of South Africans who have a tertiary degree. 94 out of every 100 South Africans have not achieved what you have achieved today, for a variety of reasons. What I want to say with that is that you will inspire people in your community at the end of the day because of what you did. The late President Nelson Mandela said that when you let your own light shine, you unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. Use the opportunity wisely to motivate others to study. Cheer them on or assist them with funding their studies if you can do so. Be the graduate who makes a difference in the lives of others. There is strong research evidence that it is not the skills or the knowledge of a person that will ultimately determine his or her success in life, but rather the person's attitude, motives, and values. At Stadio, we are unashamedly committed to the well-being of our societies and of our country. You are the hands and feet of Stadio in the community. We have confidence that as one of our graduates, you are equipped and competent to use your education to change lives. In closing, Thank you for choosing Stario as your education partner. We certainly hope we have inspired you to continue with your studies and to chase more dreams. Our wish for you is that success will follow you for all of your days. Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Knudsen. Ladies and gentlemen, we've come to the end of our proceedings tonight. I know you want to go celebrate. So may I ask you to please rise for the singing of the national anthem, and then please remain standing to enable the Chief Executive Officer to dissolve the congregation and for the academic procession to leave the hall. Thank you.
By virtue of the powers entrusted to me, I now dissolve this congregation.